hearts, though we're far apart. After all this time, you're still on my mind.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Ralph Emery.
And thank you, Gary Beatty, and hi, everybody. The man you've been watching is Whispering Bill Anderson. The song is his signature song, Still. And Bill has done quite well in his career, which covers almost 5 decades. So well, in fact, that he was elected to the Nashville Songwriters Hall of Fame International in 1975, the Georgia Music Hall of Fame in 1985, and in 2001, the Holy Grail of country music, the Country Music Hall of Fame. And now, live, here he is, Bill Anderson. Bill, welcome to the show.
Hello, Ralph. Good to be with you. Thanks for inviting me.
Pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Tell me about writing Still. Is there a story about that song?
Well, it was written about 3 o'clock in the morning in the den of my house.
You couldn't sleep?
You really want to know the story? You know, for years I never told anybody why I wrote Still. I didn't write Still for somebody. I wrote it because of somebody. I had gone back to Atlanta, where I grew up, and I had run into an old college sweetheart at a television station where I had gone for an interview and where she worked. And as I saw her for the first time in many, many years, George Jones's record of Just a Girl I Used to Know came on the radio, and I was melting in little bitty puddles on the floor of my car, and I had a hard time getting it off my mind. It was just the emotion of the moment, you know. And I came home that night, drove back to Nashville, and I did have trouble going to sleep, and about 3 o'clock in the morning, I got up and wrote the song.
What did you do? Did you toss and turn and say, oh, to heck with it, and just got up?
Probably. I used to do a good bit of that back in those days. I used to think you couldn't write a song until you were real lonesome and miserable in the middle of the night. Pull all the shades down, just get as sad as you could and sit there.
Hank Cochran wrote them that way.
Well, a lot of people wrote them that way. I've learned in recent years there are other ways to write songs, but I did write a lot of them that way back then.
Now, Bill, how many people have recorded Still?
Ralph, not as many as you would think, for a couple of reasons. Number one, I think the big reason is the recitation. A lot of people don't want to do the talking part, although there is a version of Still that can be sung all the way through, and a lot of people have done it that way. But the most recent record of it was my buddy Con Hunley recorded it about a year or so ago. But I've got records at home. Bing Crosby recorded Still. Brenda Lee recorded Still. I mean, it's been done by a lot of people, and overseas, it may be even a bigger song than it is here. There's a guy in England named Ken Dodd, who is a comedian / singer, and it's one of his standards, one of the staples of his career, and he is and has been for many years a very large entertainment personality in the UK.
Now, there is another record of Still, and I was not aware of it until I began to do the research for this show. And talked to Bill on the telephone occasionally about some question I had. When I found out that James Brown, the godfather of soul music, had done Still, I said, "You got to be kidding me. I thought you were putting me on." And no, friends, it is true. How did this happen?
You know, I really don't know. I do know he had come to Nashville to record. This was recorded in Nashville at the Sound Shop studio over on Division Street. I know that. How he came to record Still, I absolutely have no idea. I don't know if he'd heard it somewhere. I only met James Brown one time in my life, and it was at an Atlanta Braves baseball game when they were honoring a bunch of people from Georgia. And I was there, and James Brown was there, and a lot of other Georgians were there. But it was after that he actually went in the studio and recorded Still. The thing that thrills me so much about this is not only did he do the song, but he put my name in his recording. He talked about me on this record.
Yes, he did. And what we're going to do, we have the record, and we're going to show you some pictures of James Brown, but we're going to play a little of the record, and we're going to go about 3.5 minutes into the record where he starts talking about Brother Bill.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, can you imagine Barbra Streisand singing the Wabash Cannonball?
Same difference, huh?
But you've got to treasure that.
I do. I treasure that a lot. Aretha Franklin cut a song that I co-wrote, a song called I May Never Get to Heaven. You might remember from years ago. Conway Twitty had a big country record on it. Anytime anybody records one of my songs, believe me, it's a great thrill to me. But when somebody so different comes in and hears that song and gives it their own unique interpretation that's so different from anything that I might have imagined. I never imagined still being done like that. So it's a great compliment.
You know, James Brown was on the Grand Ole Opry one night. I think Porter Wagoner arranged that. Mm-hmm. Were you there that night?
No, I was not. I was out on tour. You got me wearing this. Can I take this off?
Well,
it keeps sliding out of the way.
I asked Bill to wear his medallion they gave him when he became a member of the Country Music Hall of Fame. We showed you Eddie Arnold's when he was here, and Bill's name is on the back. Eddie Arnold's name, for some reason, was not on his. But anyway, that's up close. That's what you get to take home with you. And
pretty special, it really is.
Do we have the picture of Bill with his likeness in the Hall of Fame? Yeah, right there. Now, that's you taken with what's hanging in the Hall of Fame.
Which one of us is hanging? The one on the left or the one on the right? No, that's pretty special.
What do they do? They take a picture? Do they take a picture, or do they ask you for a picture you like?
I didn't have anything to do with that. That was all done, finished, and hanging on the wall the first time I saw it. So I think probably somebody that works with me probably furnished them with a picture.
Okay.
And you never know. You know, when you've had a career that spans a long period of time, do you use an early picture? Do you use a recent picture? And I think that one was kind of in between.
James William Anderson III, born in Columbia, South Carolina. And we're going to go to just about a year into your life and show them some pictures of James William Anderson III before he... And Bill, we took your audio off so you can say anything you want to about these pictures. Where were they taken?
Oh, he's a cute little booger, ain't he?
Yeah.
They were, look at that, I'm reaching with my left hand. See, I am left-handed, but if somebody had paid me attention real early in my life, you would have known I was going to be left-handed because I do everything with my left hand. I don't know where those were taken, Ralph. I think it was probably at our home or where I lived in Columbia, somewhere near there anyway.
Now, I know your sister's deceased. I guess it was just you and your sister, wasn't it?
Just me, Mama, Daddy, and Mary, and I'm the only one left.
You were the baby?
No, my sister was the baby.
Okay. At the age of 8, you moved to Atlanta.
Well, we moved to a suburb of Atlanta. We moved to Decatur, which my dad said was a nice little country town near Atlanta. Be close enough we could ride the streetcar downtown. Of course, Atlanta swallowed up Decatur years ago, or just kept on going.
So, but you grew up in Atlanta.
I grew up in Atlanta, yeah.
And you went to high school there?
Went to Avondale High School.
Pitched for the baseball team?
Yeah, I was a left-handed pitcher of sorts and loved sports. I played football for a couple of years, and then I became a sports writer and got to writing about other people playing. And I always kept playing baseball, though. That was really my love.
Did you want to be a professional ball player?
Yeah, in a way I did. That was kind of my first childhood dream, you know. But then I got to messing around with music, and I'm glad I did.
Kind of changed your life, didn't it?
Totally.
Okay, I'm going to hop right along here. Bill, I guess while you were at the University of Georgia, you went over to Commerce, Georgia, and got a job as a country music disc jockey. Mm-hmm. And you got a room at the Andrew Jackson Hotel, which I thought was funny because in the beginning of my career as a disc jockey, I got a room in Paris, Tennessee at the Ben Franklin Hotel. Anyway, I want to get to the point in your life where you wrote the song that opened the doors, City Lights.
Well, it was written on top of the little hotel. Actually, Ralph, it was not called the Andrew Jackson Hotel. It was called Hotel Andrew Jackson. And they used to be kind of picky about that. We had an Andrew Jackson Hotel in Nashville, but in Commerce, it was Hotel Andrew Jackson. It was 3 stories high. And I lived, I think, on the 2nd floor, and used to take my guitar a lot of times late at night and go up on the roof of the hotel. I'd just sit there. They had some lawn furniture up there, and on a warm summer night, I'd go up there sometimes and just sing to the darkness. And I was up there one night in August of 1957. I was 19 years old, and I looked up at the stars and looked down at what few lights there were in Commerce, Georgia, and changed my life.
Commerce, a city of what, 2,000 maybe?
No, Commerce is about 4,500, something like that.
Okay. You wrote City Lights. Somebody sent me a copy of it on a little record called TNT Records, Texas and Tanner, I think.
Tanner in Texas, yeah.
And then I don't know how you did this, but you got it to Ray Price.
Well, it happened through a fortunate set of circumstances. A guy named Dave Rich, I know you remember Dave.
Yes, I do.
Recorded for RCA in those days. And Dave cut City Lights first. He cut it after I did, thanks to a man named Charlie Lamb, who took my original record to Chet Atkins and said, I think you need to hear this song. Chet recorded it with Dave Rich. And Ray Price and Ernest Tubb were riding to the golf course one day when Dave Rich's record came on the radio. And Ernest said to Ray, son, you should record that song. And at the time, Ray had already got his next record ready to come out. And the story that I've been told all these years, that all the way around the golf course that day, the whole time they were playing golf, every time they'd get together on the green, Ernest, son, you need to record that City Lights song. I've never known for sure if Ray recorded it because he liked it or just to hush Ernest up.
Why did you ever ask E.T. about it or Ray?
I did. I talked to Ernest about it, and he verified the story. And Ray, they both verified that that's the way that it happened.
Well, how about doing a little bit of that song that opened? This is the door opener.
Yeah, it sure was
Getting Ray Price to record your song. He was really hot at that time.
Ooh, yeah, he had crazy arms.
Yeah.
And my shoes keep walking back to you, and thank goodness he did this. A bright array of city lights as far as I can see. The great wide way shines through the night for lonely guys like me. The cabarets and honky tonks, their flashing signs invite a broken heart to lose itself in the glow of city lights. I'd never been in a honky tonk. I didn't even know what I was writing about, Ralph. I don't know how in the world I did that.
Well, you didn't have to explain it. Once Ray heard it and Ernest got off his back, it went to how high in the charts?
Well, it went to number 1. It stayed number 1 for 17 weeks.
Is that the record where Roger Miller had The Other Side?
Yes.
Invitation to the Blues?
He never forgave me for that. You know, Roger and I were dear, dear friends. We met each other in Atlanta long before either one of us ever came to Nashville. And Roger had gone to work for Ray Price. He had taken Van Howard's place when Van left as his tenor singer and front man, guitar player and all. And Roger had written Invitation to the Blues, and that's the song when Ray told Ernest, I've got my next record cut. It was going to be Invitation to the Blues. And then when he went in and cut City Lights, they put him out back to back. They both went top 10, but I don't think Roger ever got over being mad at me about that.
Well, I wondered which side did the label push, your side or the other side?
Well, I think they pushed City Lights. I think that was what they wanted to do from the beginning.
Well,
in fact, Roger was the person. Roger is the first person that told me that Ray Price had recorded it. He called me at the radio station about 10 o'clock the following morning, and he said, guess what? And I said, what? He said, Price cut City Lights last night.
How'd you feel?
Whew! It's hard to describe
Did you say, here I go?
Well, no, not really. I just, I was already overwhelmed by the fact that Dave Rich had done it. You know, it was on RCA, and it was just good things just kept happening. It was wonderful.
Well, we're going to tell you more about the good things that happened to Bill right after we take this little break, my friends. You're watching Ralph Emery Live with our special guest, Bill Anderson. I want to do a short profile of Bill Anderson. Okay?
Okay.
Do you have a temper?
Yeah, sometimes.
Because you wrote a song called something.
I was just going to say, that's a good title for a song.
Do you get over it quickly?
Yeah. Sometimes I'll get agitated quickly and get over it just about as quick, yeah.
You have a sense of humor?
Oh, I think so. My wife used to tell me years ago, when Becky and I were married, she used to say, your sense of humor is the best kept secret in Nashville. And I think maybe it's not such a big secret anymore because of the years I've spent on television and on radio and things. The show I do on satellite radio, half the time I said that thing, I don't do anything but laugh. I think I have a good sense of humor.
You often laugh at yourself?
Oh, yeah. I don't have any problem laughing at myself. If I did, I wouldn't call myself Whispering Bill.
We have some footage that I swiped from one of your tapes that I want them to see with you and Johnny Cash.
Oh, you're going to really show this, huh?
Yes. Could we show that, please? Johnny Cash is guesting on the Bill Anderson Show.
On this, and I think that you've been a great addition to the music business, an inspiration to others to do likewise, because you've always carried a first-rate show with you, surrounding yourself with a lot of other talented people.
Well, we try to take the very best that we can on the tours, as well as take the people that are with us on the record. You've stolen one of our prize people.
You can't have her back.
Jen Howard records all of our sessions with us, and then you grab her right up and take her on the road. Good, congratulations to you on
Thank
that.
you. I taught her how to whisper.
Yeah, you taught her how to whisper. You better watch her. She'll teach you how to sing. Ooh, I wish I had to sing.
Oh!
I'm sorry.
Good night, John.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
Friends, this has been Johnny Cash on our show. We'll move right along now.
Friend, Bill Anderson, friends, I'm sorry about that.
Johnny dug a hole and he wasn't sure how to dig his way out.
He begged. Of course, the show was taped. He begged, please erase that. Please don't let that get out on the air. But I said, there's no way I'm going to pass up a moment like that, because if you really watch that clip, you can actually see his face getting red. He was actually very, very embarrassed. I thought it was funny.
I have one in your profile. I have one more question. What's your pet peeve?
Oh, wow.
I asked you this in 1974, and you gave me an answer.
What did I tell you?
You said, I don't like people who grab me to have my picture made with them. Bodily grab me.
Yeah, that's still probably my pet peeve. Not so much that. I don't like for somebody to say, come here, you got to have your picture made with me. No, I don't. I'll be glad to. If you ask me nicely, I'll do anything in the world for you. But don't tell me I've got to do something, or you demand me to do something. Say, come over here. No, say, would you please come over here? I say, sure, I'll do it. Sure, I'll be glad to.
I want to show them. Boy, this thing is heavy. This is called a Manny, short for manuscript, I assume. Mm-hmm. The Nashville Songwriters Association Hall of Fame, Bill Anderson, 12th October 1975, when your peers put you in the Songwriters Hall of Fame because of some of these songs that you and Les Singer have worked up. What do you want to start with? I want you to sing some of your hits.
You know what's funny about this Manny, and I just noticed it? That's a right hand, and I'm left-handed.
Well, let's give it back.
Well, there's a couple here. Yeah, Les is over my shoulder over here. Let's see, Les, about this key, I guess. You might have heard this one before.
Yeah, you can show Les. He's not that ugly.
I held your love on the tips of my fingers, but I let it slip right through my hands. I let you slip right through my hands.
Okay, let's go. Here's one I'd forgotten you wrote. Lefty Frizzell recorded this. Tex Ritter recorded this.
This was Lefty's last #1 record.
Was it?
I was born in Saginaw, Michigan. I grew up in a house on Saginaw Bay. My daddy was a poor, hard-working Saginaw fisherman. Too many nights he came home with too little pay. Let me give credit to a guy named Don Wayne, who had the original idea for Saginaw, Michigan. He didn't know how to finish it, and I came in and put the finishing touches on it.
How about Po Folks?
How about Po
Is there a story about is there a story about this song?
The day I wrote this song, I wrote it very, very tongue-in-cheek, really. I mean, I didn't come from a family where there was 10 of us living in a two-room shack. I don't know. My mother-in-law was visiting, and every time I'd write a line, she'd laugh. So long as she laughed there about if the wolf had ever come to our front door, he'd have had to brought a picnic lunch. That was Roger Miller's line.
I've heard Roger say
Roger
that.
used to go around saying that, and I put it in a song, and I tried to get Roger to take part of the song. You know, we all used to follow Roger around, just pick up his droppings, as people said. And I said, well, I put that in a song, and he said, oh, it's okay. You know, he didn't care. He didn't want part of the song. I tried to give it to him.
What's your favorite song?
That I've ever written?
Yes.
I have two of them because they come from two different chapters in my life and two different parts of my career. Mama Sang a Song, which was my first #1 record, and a song that I wrote very much as a page or pages out of my life. And in recent years, a song that Kenny Chesney recorded that Dean Dillon and I wrote together called A Lot of Things Different. And I think that one because I think I reached a place in my life where I can look back and say, okay, you know, I wish I'd have done this different, wish I'd have done that different. And yet in some ways, I'm kind of glad I didn't do them different.
And you mentioned earlier that worldwide, tips of your fingers or whatever we chose to call that. Bill and I have had an argument for years about whether it should be tips of my fingers or tip of my fingers.
Well, Eddie Arnold and I recorded originally the tip of my fingers. And then Roy Clark and Gene Shepard and Steve Warner sang tips of my fingers, which you used to tell me was correct. And I think you're right. In recent years, I've decided it is tips.
Oh, I just wanted to argue.
For years, I thought Roy Clark had more fingers than I did. I didn't know what he was.
One of the songs that I worked a lot of shows on the road with you. Mm-hmm. You always do I Love You drops. And I thought that was a strange title.
You used to say, I remember when you had your all-night disc jockey show, you used to say, here's Bill Anderson and I Love You drops. And drop sure is a funny name for a girl.
You remember some of that song?
Oh, I think I might remember a little bit of it. Let's see. Lester, what key do I remember it in? Key of C. They're not teardrops, just sincere drops. They're I love you drops, 'cause I love you. I love you. And then the little instruments go ding, 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 kind of like drops. That was Owen Bradley's idea, greatest record producer in the world.
You know, Bill, you have had big records with two singing partners, Jan Howard and Mary Lou Turner.
Yeah, and a couple of other people too. I had a pretty good record with David Allan Coe. We were the original Odd Couple. Remember David Allan Coe and I recorded a song called Get a Little Dirt on Your Hands.
Yeah.
And then Roy Acuff and I had a record together, I Wonder If God Likes Country Music.
Tell me about that song. Now, I'm going to ask you from a musical standpoint, have you ever really contemplated what kind of music God would like?
Oh, I think God likes all kinds of music. He gave it to us.
But where did you get the idea for this song?
I did not write this song. This song was written by a guy named Orville Couch. Remember Orville Couch?
Yes.
Hello Trouble, many years ago.
Yeah.
And a lady that I just met about a year ago at the Grand Ole Opry named Bobby Jean Carroll. They wrote this song and sent it to Chuck Chelman, who is a music publisher here in town, and somehow it got into my hands. And it was done, the original record that Orville Couch made on it, the demo was just him singing it. But the minute I heard it, I heard somebody, well, I heard Roy Acuff. This is the only person, I just heard Roy Acuff doing it, but I thought Roy Acuff would never make a record with Bill Anderson. But doggone, he did. And we performed this many, many times on the Grand Ole Opry, on national television and other places.
Did he ever say, You know, I always wondered what kind of music God would like.
No, we never really talked about that. But I tell you what, there were some times and moments during his life when I really felt God very close to us on that Grand Ole Opry stage. That was either the last or the next to last song that Mr. Roy ever sang on the Opry.
Well, I know he got old, and he never lost his desire to sing on that stage.
You know what he did the last night we sang that? When it ended, the audience just leaped to their feet. Everybody knew they were looking at one of the last times, if not the last time, Mr. Acuff would be on that stage. And I reached out and I put my arm around him. And the audience was standing. And Mr. Acuff's vision, as you know, in later years had gotten bad. And so I leaned over in his ear and I said, Mr. Roy, they're standing up. He said, oh, Lord, they ain't going home, are they? He never lost his sense of humor.
Let me give you a phone number. This is a number where you can call and talk to Bill Anderson at 1-866-547-9696. Our phone segment is coming up next, so stay tuned. I'm a lucky man. I have a job that I really like, and this is one part of the job I especially like, and that's when you can call and talk to us. So we're going to go to your home state. Well, you were born in South Carolina, but you adopted Georgia, right?
Both states claim me. South Carolina claims I'm from Georgia, and Georgia claims I'm from South Carolina.
Well, James is in Georgia. James, good evening to you.
Well, good evening to you, Mr. Emery and Mr. Anderson.
Hello, James.
How you doing? I just wanted to say I've really enjoyed Mr. Anderson's music over the years, and we usually get an opportunity to see him in Georgia, over around Hiawassee, Georgia, and sometimes down around, down where Junior Samples live, Cumming, Georgia.
Yeah.
But they closed that place. But I've enjoyed his songs and enjoyed listening to your show, Mr. Emery.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you for what you said about me, and I know Ralph thanks you too. If you'll check my website, which is just billanderson.com, you can find our personal appearances on there, and we do have a date coming up in Georgia, so you might want to check that out.
Yes, sir. We really enjoy going to see the classic country stars. They still do as good a job as they did years ago. Even Mr. Ray Price does a good job.
Oh, he sings better now than he ever did.
Yes, sir. I was just curious. Now, I missed the first few minutes of the show, and I was wondering how many songs you have written individually and with co-writers in your career, and I know you've been in the business for 20 or 25 years now.
You're very generous, James. Thank you. I have never counted my songs. I honestly do not know how many I've written. I've been too busy writing them to count them, I guess. But I've been very fortunate over the years in having several hundred of them recorded, and I'm still writing them and still trying to get them recorded. Thank you.
Well, I'm glad you still enjoy what you're doing, and I hope you continue to do it and have much success at it.
Thank you. Well, I don't know how to do anything else.
James, thank you.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good evening.
Thank you very much. How many BMI awards do you have now?
Somewhere in the upper 50s. I really don't know exactly, around 57, 58.
I lost track at 54. So you've had several more.
They're on up there, yeah.
Let's go to Kentucky, to Jimmy. Jimmy, good evening to you.
Good evening, Ralph.
What's on your mind?
Hello, Bill.
Hey, Jimmy.
You have a CD coming out shortly?
Yes, I do have a new CD coming out. And it's interesting that you're from Kentucky because the title of my new CD is Whispering Bluegrass. I have done my first bluegrass album, and there's 8 secular songs and 8 gospel songs in it, and hopefully it's going to be out sometime in August.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you very much. Bill, when did you join the Grand Ole Opry?
1961.
Who put you in?
Billy Grammer.
That must have been a big night for you.
No, you know what, Ralph? They didn't make that big of a thing out of it back then like they do now. I was going through a scrapbook the other day, and the newspaper just had one little line. Saturday night, Bill Anderson was made the 61st member of the Grand Ole Opry. It was like, okay, it said like, welcome to the family. Yes, that was kind of what it was. They roll out the red carpet now. Of course, Mel Tillis just joined, and we're glad to have him.
I heard you the other night when you told Mel that he was going to be the next member of the Opry. It was a very touching moment.
He was surprised. I think he kind of suspected a little bit that maybe at some point, but he didn't know when. And he sure didn't know that I was going to be the one to mention it to him. I told people later, I said, between me whispering and Mel stuttering, it's a wonder anybody knew what was going on.
Let's go to Murtis in Mississippi. Murtis.
Hey, Ralph.
Hey.
Hi, Bill. I just wanted to tell you both how wonderful it is to see you. And, Bill, I was tickled sky blue pink when you walked up on that ACM award show and got that Song of the Year.
Thank you.
And what I really wanted to ask you is, did you write Walk Out Backwards? I thought you did. I love that song, and I thought you were the one. And, Ralph, nobody in the world has ever done as much for country music as you have. And, Bill, please, please, please keep on writing them. And keep on keeping them country, okay?
Thank you,
I
Murtis.
love you both.
Thank you. Love you.
Had a great stage name, Murtis from Mississippi. I like that.
That's good, isn't it?
Let's go to Russ. Russ is in North Carolina. Russ, where are you in North Carolina?
I'm in Wilson, North Carolina, Ralph.
Okay, what's on your mind?
Well, first of all, Ralph, I'm tickled to death that you got a TV show back on the air, and I'm only 32 years old, but I grew up watching you on Nashville Now and even watched the reruns of Pop Goes the Country on there.
Thank you. Thank you. You got a question?
Yes, sir, Bill. I'm a big fan of yours, and even met you a couple of times. I got a band and all here in North Carolina, and, man, I even wear the rhinestone suits and sing traditional country, and they do Walk Out Backwards in all our shows. But I wanted to ask you what you thought about the current state of country music, if it'll ever get country again, and what you think about, I know Stonewall Jackson's having a round with the Opry, and I sure wish we could get to see more of the older Opry stars on TV and when we go to the Opry.
Thank you.
Well, there's a
Where
lot
do I
to
start?
answer. Where do you begin?
The first one before Stonewall, what was the first thing about what I think of the current state of country music? Well, I've always thought, and I've always said, there's two kinds of music. There's good and there's bad, and I've made some of both over the years. And I think there's a lot of wonderful talent out there. It's astounding to me how young some of these people are and the tremendous abilities that they have. Particularly, Ralph, it seems like in bluegrass music, acoustical music, you see these little 15, 14, 12-year-old kids picking these bluegrass instruments, playing fiddles and mandolins and banjos and things. It's incredible. I cannot comment on the situation with Stonewall Jackson and the Grand Ole Opry. I'm not privy to the inside information, and I'd probably get sued if I started talking about it, so I'll take the fifth on that. And what was the last thing?
Well, I think that covers most of it.
Okay.
Russ, the answers to those questions are much longer than we have time to cover right here. But thank you for your question. Let's go to Indiana. Rob is there. Rob, what's on your mind?
Well, Mr. Emery, I wanted to tell you about what kind of man Bill Anderson is, and I know Bill's going to remember this story. I managed a club in Greensburg, Indiana in 2003, and we had a country Christmas show, and I wanted Bill Anderson, and we got him. And it was snowing to beat heck that night, and there was a terminally ill man who bought a ticket. Big Bill Anderson fan, could not make it to the show because he was too sick. Bill did his show at our club in Greensburg, Indiana, and after the show, as much as it was snowing, and I mean there was 3 foot of snow on the ground, and Bill said, we're not going back to Nashville until we go to the hospital. And Bill and the guy there sitting beside Bill with the guitar went to the hospital and visited this guy, and this guy, he just lit up when Bill walked in. And most people would not have done that. But Bill Anderson, on a snowy winter night in December 2003, took time out and went to visit this guy in the hospital and made this guy's day. This guy passed away about a year and a half ago, but I'll tell you what, that night was the highlight of his life, and Bill, you're something else.
Thank you, Rob. I remember that very, very well. It was it did as much for me as it did for him. It was a special opportunity to do something, and I'm glad to know that you still remember it, because I'll never forget it either.
Thank you.
You're one of the great ones, Bill, and I wish you many more years of success.
Thank you, Rob.
Rob, thank you very much. Rob from Indiana. Let's go now. Well, North Carolina's back online. Jean, Jean. Jean, talk to me.
Yes. Hi, Ralph.
Hi.
And hi, Bill.
Hi, Jean.
I wanted to tell you, Bill, that I appreciate you doing Golden Guitar for me when you was in Liberty. And I'll tell you, I know you forgot me, but I followed you around in Michigan, come to Ohio to see you, and me and you at Penrod, we went to eat with you, and I guess I'll follow you as long as I can.
Well, bless your heart, Gene. I've always told people I've never had the most fans in country music, but I sure have had the best ones and the most loyal ones, and you're one of them, and I thank you for that.
Thank you, Gene. Thank you very much. Let's take one more call. I got some things I want to do on the end of the show. So let's take Joyce. Joyce, where are you, honey?
I'm in Little Falls, Minnesota.
And you have what to say?
I would like to say we have a small town. It's about 2 hours from us, Sandstone, Minnesota, where Bill Anderson has performed a couple years ago, and we had the opportunity to see him. And we just wanted, it's just a small town of a couple hundred people. And we get so many of the great country singers from Nashville up there. It's like we have our Nashville of the North all to ourselves. And it was just so great to see him. I haven't had the opportunity to see him before, and it was just so great of him to come to our little town up there to entertain us.
Thank you.
Well, keep up the good work. It is just wonderful to see you on TV.
Thank you very much. I love the state of Minnesota. People have been awful good to us up there, and always look forward to coming back. Thank you.
What I want to do, I want to take a break, and then we'll put Les Singer back over here on guitar. I want to do a little bit of the song that the CMA gave you the award for, what, about 6 years ago? Or 3 years ago? The Lullaby.
Oh, Whiskey Lullaby.
The John Randall
song. That was just 2005,
oh, okay.
So it hadn't been that long ago.
We'll take a break right here. You're watching Ralph Emery Live with Bill Anderson as our guest. Do you have an awards room at your house?
No, not really. I keep most of my awards, most of the plaques and things are in my office. I have a case where I keep things that are very special to me.
Tell me why this is special.
In 2001,
where we're going to show this,
we
right
won the Vocal Event of the Year. Brad Paisley, myself, Buck Owens, and George Jones, for a recording we did on one of Brad's albums of a song that I helped to write called To Country. And one of the reasons that this particular thing is so special, number one, it says that, that we won the award, and there's a picture of us there accepting it. But there are only about a half dozen prints in the world in existence that are autographed by all four of us. And this is one of them. Brad Paisley's autograph, my autograph, Buck Owens' autograph, and George Jones's autograph. And, of course, we'll never be able to sign anymore because, Buck's not with us anymore.
Who got that group together?
Brad did. Brad Paisley wanted to do that. In fact, George and I did our parts on the record here in Nashville, and Brad did his here. And then he went out to Bakersfield and actually recorded Buck in the studio in Bakersfield. He wanted us all on there bad enough that he did that.
Now, recently, you got your first ACM award, Academy of Country Music. And it was for a song called Give It Away. And you wrote that with?
Wrote that with Buddy Cannon and Jamie Johnson.
And George Strait put it in his album, and that made you rich all over again. Because George Strait sells so many records.
Well, he really does, bless his heart. And he's been able to do it and not compromise his standards at all. He stayed country, he stayed true to his roots and been successful at it, and I applaud him.
The title is It Just Comes Natural. Now over here, you probably can't see it, but behind Bill is the original lyric to Whiskey Lullaby which you wrote with John Randall, and the Country Music Association selected this as one of the top 5 songs of the year.
No, it was the song of the year.
Song of the year, Whiskey Lullaby.
And there's a picture. I accepted that award on stage at Madison Square Garden, and there's a picture of us there doing that. You know, Ralph, a lot of the young writers today write on their computers. They bring their laptops when we do a writing session. But I've never done that. I put it on my computer when I get home because I do know how to run one, but I still take a pencil and a piece of paper. And one of the reasons I do is right there on your television screen, because I love to keep those original handwritten lyrics, mistakes and all. And you can look on there. And you can see history. You can see the part that, I scratched through and we didn't use that part and went on and used a different part. And just day before yesterday, I found the original handwritten lyric to give it away. So I've got both Whiskey Lullaby, which was Song of the Year in 2005, and Give It Away, which was Song of the Year for 2007.
Let's do a little bit of this song, Whiskey Lullaby.
Whiskey Lullaby.
You and Les Singer.
Well, I don't have Alison Krauss. I've got Les Singer. A whiskey lullaby. Just a nice, happy double suicide drinking song. Well, that's what Brad calls it.
You could have talked all night. Bill, before we leave you tonight, I have some just questions that I wrote down from old shows that we've done before. And I wanted to, tell me about Billy Anderson and his Wingdingers. I love that story.
Back in the old days when we all owned our own buses, most of us leased travel buses, now tour buses, but I used to have my own and had my name on the side of it, Bill Anderson or the Bill Anderson Show. And Barbara Mandrell had her name on her bus, and we happened to go through opposite toll booths on the New York Thruway in the middle of the night. She was headed this way, and I was headed this way, or vice versa anyway. And the toll booth attendant at the booth where she was called the one over there where I was or something. They were going back. They couldn't believe they had Barbara Mandrell, and this other one says, well, over here at this booth, I've got Billy Anderson and his whole bus load of wingdingers. You know you were a wingdinger, didn't you, Les?
Have you got a funny DJ story?
You mean like disc jockey?
Yes.
From my disc jockey days?
Yeah.
Oh, golly, I'm sure I got a bunch of them. I'd probably have to think about one.
I wrote funny comments from fans.
Well, I got a good one this year. I've kind of collected these over the years. In fact, I wrote a book, that's got a lot of these in there because fans, bless their hearts, I love them to death. But, they'll sometimes just get excited and say things. At this recent, I still call it fanfare, the CMA Music Festival, a lady came by my booth and was standing in. She looked like she was a little bit down. So I thought, well, I'll just cut up with her a little bit. I said, honey, are you having fun? She said, yeah, I have a son, but he's in prison.
That's awful.
I didn't.
How about funny fan letters?
Oh golly, there's been some great ones. I don't know that I didn't plan this ahead of time, so I don't. Do you have any particular one?
No. In 1974, you experienced your most embarrassing moment. What was it?
No, my most embarrassing moment was a long time before 1974. The first time I ever went on stage in a high school talent contest. I went out with my little band in front of my classmates and my teachers. We did real good on the show. We went back, we dressed up in little outfits, and we went back in the dressing room to change, and they came running back, and they said, you've won the contest. They want you to come back out and sing again. I went out there. I was not fully dressed. Can I show you how I held my guitar? People said, Bill Anderson sure plays that guitar in a funny position. I didn't have to wait long to have my most embarrassing moment.
Happened to you right at the beginning of your career.
Yeah, my career hadn't even started.
If you want to get in touch with Bill, you can through BillAnderson.com. I notice Bill has a whispering, award-winning Whispers from the Kitchen.
Yeah, it's a cookbook. My fan club president, Gene Brown, and members of my fan club all contributed recipes. It's a wonderful book because the recipes are from all over the country. You get Southern cooking, Northern, Western, all different kinds of cooking in there. And it's been a very successful item for us.
Can you shoot right here? There are two awards we didn't get to tonight. One is your Georgia Hall of Fame Award, and the other is
the other's the Dove Award.
The Dove Award
that
you
I
won.
just won back in April.
And that's a recent award. The other one came from 1985, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
My friends, we're out of time. Next week, Ronnie Millsap. Wow. Bill, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ralph.
Wonderful.
Glad you're back on TV, my friend.
Thank you. Les Singer, nice to see you. Good night, everybody.